And we welcome you back inside Shrewford Gymnasium in this presentation of the South Atlantic Conference on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. Game 2 of our Hoops doubleheader today inside the Shoe sees one of the oldest rivalries in the SAC renewed once again. The hyphenated rivalry as Carson-Newman comes into Hickory to take on Lenoir-Rhyne. And we welcome you courtside here inside the Shoe. Eric Bach and Blake Simmons, glad you're along with us as the Bears trying to build on their win on Wednesday night in here over UVA-Wise. It was by far their most complete offensive night of the year. They broke a 9-game losing streak. They scored 100 points, shot it much better from three, and TJ Naismith has emerged as one of the best forwards in the SAC. And on the flip side for Carson-Newman, they won the SAC tournament last year. They've got 4 guys that average double figures. They've won 3 straight games coming into this one. And they had a very close win Wednesday night at Catawba. The head coach, Chuck Benson, said that they tried to give away. They were up by double digits late, and Catawba made a run, but 34 points from Luke Brennigan kind of saved Carson-Newman on Wednesday night in Salisbury. So they will try to build upon that today. Eric and Blake, glad you're with us as now we take a look at our keys to the game presented by Fry Regional Medical Center. Basically, for the Bears, Carson-Newman will be playing zone the whole game, as you know, Blake, coaching against them for years. And so when a team you know is going to play zone for 40 minutes, what are some of the keys that you have to do offensively to beat that zone?
Yeah, I think it's so different because a lot of teams, you know, man defense is the main thing. So whenever you see a zone team on the schedule, it's just a little different preparation. Keys against the zone, we always talk about ball fake, shot fakes to get the zone moving. I mean, obviously taking care of the ball and not settling for outside jumpers, which is what they want you to do. Not saying an inside out or good driving kick or swing around the horn isn't a good three-point shot, but I know when we talked about versus Carson-Newman zone in the past, it was always about getting it inside first, just against like any defense, and then out, trying to get that zone distorted and not where they want to be, and then play from there.
These two teams met earlier this year, about 6 weeks ago in Jefferson City. Carson-Newman won by 15 that night. The Bears just couldn't get anything going offensively, especially in the second half that night, and a couple good nights from E.J. Bush, who has given teams in the SAC fits for years. That night allowed the Eagles to win by 15. So we'll take a look at the starting lineups coming up after this break here on the Bears Sports Network.
Hey Bears fans, Dave here with Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, your local hometown dealer since 1967. Come see us in Hickory or Morganton to check out all of GM's hottest new products, the area's largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, and service you can depend on. Visit us online at everettchevy.com. Good luck to the Bears this season, and remember, if you didn't get an Everett deal, you didn't get a deal at all. Go Bears!
Celebrate great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Welcome back inside the shoe. A couple of minutes away from tip between Lenoir-Rhyne and Carson-Newman. We'll take a look at our starting lineups presented by Everett Chevrolet. Ready for a nicer, newer ride. Everett Chevrolet, Buick GMC Cadillac is always here to help by providing family-friendly customer care since 1967. Visit them in person at one of their 2 convenient locations in Hickory and Morganton, or start your search online at everettchevy.com. Let's start with the Eagles of Carson-Newman, who are in the top 5 right now in the SAC Conference, still very much in line to host a quarterfinal game. E.J. Bush, Luke Brennigan, who, as I mentioned, went off for 34 points on Wednesday night at Catawba. Ren Dyer, Bryant Thomas, and Trip Davis, 4 out of the 5 starters for head coach Chuck Benson. Average double-figure scoring per game. As we flip over to the Bears now. Sal Wilson, Jalen Johnson, Kevin Kangu, TJ Naismith, and Nas Tyson gets the start after a 15-point night against Wise on Wednesday night. But you see Coach Sullivan, Blake, kind of mess with the starting lineups of late, and obviously what they did on Wednesday night worked to perfection against UVA Wise, and we'll see if these 5 can give the Bears a spark here early on against Carson-Newman today.
Yeah, I think they've kind of found a nice little group that obviously UVA Wise started hot. So they're just going to go back to it and see how it works today, trying to find that continuity like we've talked about in the past in regards to lineups and rotations and starters. So the Bears, like we talked about, had to be beyond pleased with the Wednesday night, so they're trying to replicate that. Starts with the starting lineup.
So just about 2.5 minutes away from tip-off here inside the shoe. We'll take one more break and come back with the tip of Carson-Newman and Lenoir-Rhyne here on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing.
If you play hard, if you use your feet to chase fitness goals, if you stand all day at work, introducing True Energy Infrared Technology Socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory. Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Moret Stadium is an iconic part of LR Athletics, hosting games, tailgating, marching band competitions, sports camps, and graduation ceremonies. The stadium serves as a valued focal point for the greater Hickory area. The time has come to renovate the stadium to allow LR to continue to offer our student athletes, fans, and the community an exceptional experience.
Back here inside the shoe, let's take a look at our head-to-head matchup before tip tonight between Carson-Newman and Lenoir-Rhyne. It's in the front court. That should say TJ Naismith there. Emily Harmon grew.
Name change.
Emily Harmon grew many inches, but TJ Naismith 10.6 points per game, and Bryant Thomas averages 12 points per game and 8 rebounds in the front court for Carson-Newman. We hit the nail on the head with our prediction of head-to-head on Wednesday night, so we'll see if we can do that again tonight. Those two will tip it up as we are underway. And a turnover on the first possession for Carson-Newman. Not a good pass there from Trip Davis to Brennigan. So the Bears will have essentially the first possession of the game, and as they did the other night, they feed Naismith, and as he did the other night, he provides a bucket and a 2-0 lead for the Bears.
Yeah, as we talked about, he's been just super for the Bears since pretty much the start of December, and he continues his hot play with that first basket of the game.
Brennigan, who had 34 the other night, starts his night off with an air ball, and Sal Wilson gathers the rebound. Jalen Johnson, the leading scorer on this team, spins baseline and turns it over. Steal there from E.J. Bush, 11.5 points per game. Kind of a quiet night at Catawba, only 9 points as there's a foul on Naismith as Bryant Thomas will head to the stripe to start us off tonight. So got to make sure that TJ stays out of foul trouble tonight if you're the Bears, because not a whole lot of depth in that front court. TJ's going to have to carry the minutes load. Still not 100% after hurting his hamstring just over a week ago. Thomas misses the first. Bryant's from Charlotte, transferred in from UNC Charlotte, splits the pair. Kevin Kangu got his shot back a little bit on Wednesday night. He and Tyson both shot it well from the outside. This is Nas. There's that zone Carson-Newman's known for. Kangu slashes and misses a wild shot off the backboard, and here come the Eagles.
Not a bad job by the Bears there moving the zone. Kevin got downhill, just a little out of control on that finish.
Gibson, the lefty, gets right past Wilson and lays it in off the glass. 12.5 points per game for Tripp. There's not one score that really sticks off the stat sheet for Carson-Newman, but they got about 4 guys around 12 points per game, as Johnson barely grazes the rim with that 3. But it's Carson-Newman is the epitome of team offense. They don't really rely on one guy. It could be a different guy every night for them. One of those guys has the basketball there. E.J. Bush spins, gets doubled. And Brennigan passed up an open 3, takes one dribble and knocks down the 18-footer. He's another guy, 12-ish points per game, but can go off for 34 as you saw on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'm sure the Bears made him a focus during prep for this game, so you saw him run hard at the three-point line. He made a nice shot fake, one dribble pull up.
Bad pass from Naismith, intercepted by Davis. And then he makes a bad pass that's intercepted by Johnson. Jalen doesn't have the numbers, but Nas Tyson will pull a 3, and it spins out. 15 points on Wednesday night for Nas, junior from Wingate.
Bears did a good job pushing in transition there. One thing you talk about against the zone is just don't even play against it. Play in transition, try and get a shot before the zone can get set up.
That shot from Ren Dyer, not even close. Kangu gets his defender in the air. Off the heel with his 3. So a cold shooting start for both sides here in the first 3 minutes. Davis. Brennigan, whose younger brother, Nick, also plays on the team. And that's back to LR as Thomas can't corral that one. And the first substitutions of the game for the Bears. This is the exact same 3 we saw come in the game first on Wednesday night. Steele, McLean, and Cooper Fowler. Johnson and Tyson join them in the backcourt. It would be such a bonus if the Bears could get Cooper Fowler's outside game going, because he can make those shots. Steele drives, can't get the roll off front iron. Those are 2 returners that the Bears expected to contribute more offensively. Just hasn't happened for him this year. Fowler's back has been out of whack. Steele just has struggled shooting the ball. Dyer from the elbow. Barely hits the rim again.
Good D by Tim there, just staying in front, making them shoot over. Finish with a good contest there at the end.
Tim Steele, how big would this be? And he rattles one in, and we're tied at 5. The guy that they expected to be one of the focal points of the offense coming into the season Sees one go down. Thomas won't shoot many of those. Davis, one of the great drivers, and a blocking foul called on Tim Steele. So he's just a touch late, sliding over under Trip Davis there. That will take us to our first media timeout as you take a look at the Spangler replay. Very close. That's about as close as you get right there. Free throws coming up for Carson-Newman when you come back to the shoe. 5-5 start on the Bear Sports Network.
Hey Bears fans, Dave here with Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, your local hometown dealer since 1967. Come see us in Hickory or Morganton to check out all of GM's hottest new products, the area's largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, and service you can depend on. Visit us online at everettchevy.com. Good luck to the Bears this season, and remember, if you didn't get an Everett deal, you didn't get a deal at all. Go Bears!
4.5 minutes in here inside the shoe. Bit of a cold shooting start both sides. Bears 2 for 7 from the floor. Carson-Newman 2 for 5. 2 free throws coming for Trip Davis, senior from Nashville, transferred to Carson-Newman from Tennessee State and shoots free throws at 82%. Swishes the first. Lefty who runs the Carson-Newman offense is replaced by the younger Brennigan, Nick. So both the Brennigan brothers on the floor right now, 2 and 12 in blue, both from Greenville, South Carolina. Elijah Shabazz in the game for the first time for the Bears. Feeds Tyson at the elbow, is given some space and rolls in the jumper.
Good job by Nas there, being patient when he caught it in the middle of the zone. Was able to just take an easy jump shot.
Brennigan, scoop shot too strong. Ball tipped around and grabbed by Steele. Brennigan had a step there, but just couldn't finish it. See the two brothers at the top of the 2-3 zone.
Yeah, Nick's more of a shooter. Luke's more of an all-around player.
Nas Tyson is a shooter today. Back-to-back buckets for him and the first lead for the Bears.
I'm sure that feels good for Nas following up. I think he made three threes last
game.
game.
Just yes.
Following up that hot shooting night with a couple makes, always going to feel good.
Both assisted by Tyson McLean the last two possessions. Kangu set to come back in. Driving is Tyler Bowens, and he gets the roll off the heel. The freshman, also from Greenville, went to the same high school as the Brennigans. Wade Hampton there in Greenville. Imagine those three on the same high school team.
Mm-hmm. Probably a pretty good team.
Fowler in the short corner, cross-court pass to Steele. One dribble off the right iron, rebound by Dyer.
Good idea there. Cooper caught it short corner, used his height and length to see over the top of the defense, and Tim was able to get an open pull-up jumper, just wasn't able to knock it down.
Owens. Crowd wanted to travel, didn't get it, and Nick Brennigan knocks down the three. Just over 5 points per game. Over 40% from the outside this season in his first year in Jefferson City. McLean, top of the circle, has the answer. Tyson McLean Only 6 for 28 from 3 coming in this year. Knocks down that one, and we're tied at 12.
He has not been shooting well, but I think that's just more of a slow start than anything based off his previous year's numbers and percentages.
Brannigan slashing again and has back-to-back buckets. Younger bro saying, I can follow up your 34-point performance to his older brother.
He's come out hot so far.
Shabazz gets a step, left-handed shot too strong. Steele already has 1 3 from that spot, now has 2. Shooting picking up here both sides after a slow start. The Bears back in front by a point. Bowen spins, fades. That's a tough shot that almost went down, and Tyson grabs the loose ball. Good flow to this game right now. Steele surrounded. But, I mean, to beat the zone, the Bears are going to have to make some threes today. That's for sure. Tyson misses that 3.
Another good look for the Bears there for Nas, who's hit a couple jumpers.
But already 3 makes in the first 8 minutes of this game as Steele bumps. Bowen's out of bounds, and that will take us to the under 12 timeout. We are cruising along here inside the shoe. Both sides picking it up offensively the last couple minutes. 1-point lead for the Bears here on the Bears Sports Network, presented by NBA Roofing. TJ Naismith, Kevin Kangu back on the floor for the Bears, along with Malik Lagania for the first time tonight. They lead Carson-Newman by 1, 15-14 here. So we're wrapping up the under 12 timeout. Eric Bach, Blake Simmons, grateful you are along with us on this Saturday afternoon from the shoe. Bears looking for a maybe season-changing win today over Carson-Newman here on home floor. Eagles looking for their 4th straight win. Good defense there by the Bears. Late shot clock. They have to hurry. Davis does get it off and clanks it off the backboard. Here comes Kangu. Thought about a pull-up 3. Gives it off to Johnson, who gives it off to Lagania just in the game. And Naismith ends up with it after the scrum. But that play was made by Jalen Johnson there.
Yeah, the Bears had a great defensive position, forced a bad miss from Carson-Newman. That started the fast break and was able to capitalize.
Bryant Thomas. Gets a touch on the outside, working on Naismith. Already 1 foul for TJ. Sal Wilson reaches in and strips.
Good aggressive defense by Sal there.
Most versatile defensive guy the Bears have. Can guard 4 positions. And has been the most consistent defender throughout the season as well. Lagania. Kangu thought about a contested 3. Gives it off to Malik, who gives it off to Naismith, who gets fouled by E.J. Bush. That's just the first foul of the game on Carson-Newman almost 10 minutes in. The Bears have only committed 3, as the elder Brennigan Luke will come back in for his brother. looking for Naismith, and they get it to him. First.
Bears did a good job there, making it a priority to make sure TJ got a couple touches in the post. And was tagged Brian Thomas, and he was able to get to the line.
I think it's become fairly evident where the Bears' bread is going to be buttered offensively of late, especially. And that is TJ Naismith. He's got 6 here in the early going. Bridgewater bothered there and almost turns it over as Kangu hounded him defensively. But Carson-Newman's made a few shots, but it's been a solid first 10 minutes of defense for the Bears.
It has been. Obviously, out to the 19-14 lead is nice, but the Bears have done a pretty good job defensively up to this point.
A little bit of miscommunication there leads to an open look for Bush, so the old announcer curse. It's undefeated. The lead is 3 for the Bears. Zone is so active, especially at the top. Naismith lost it, gets it back, and draws the second foul on Bryant Thomas, which is a big call in this game.
Like you said, yeah, big call. Leading rebounder, leading shot blocker, one of the leading shot blockers in the sack. It's definitely a game changer for the Bears to get him out of the middle of that zone.
Naismith misses the first, so Thomas will come out, and Ivan Hadjic will come in, the junior from Serbia. As P.J. Joseph is set to check in for Naismith. If this is a successful free throw, which it is, so P.J. will take a break now with Thomas on the bench. Didn't see P.J. Joseph hardly at all on Wednesday. That has happened with the Bears, though. You know, there's some guys just based on matchups and stuff like that that just don't play in some games. Davis on the wing, feeds Bush. Can swing down there with the trees, even though he's a little bit undersized at 6'5". Ball didn't hit the rim, so Brennigan fills that one up. He just takes what the defense gives him every time. A good first half we've had here inside the shoe. Second meeting this season between these two. First one was a 15-point Eagle win at the beginning of December in Jefferson City. Too hot of a pass there from Wilson to Joseph and a turnover for the Bears.
Yeah, a little too close quarters there for that bounce pass from Sal.
Brennigan patient off the screen. A lot of dribbling. They feed it into Bush, who has a size mismatch on Jalen Johnson, who gets called for the bump down low. Fourth foul on the Bears. First on Jalen Johnson. Nas Tyson back into the game for LR. Off the screen, Bridgewater off the heel. Ball fought for and won by E.J. Bush as there's a rebounding foul on Nas Tyson.
That was also an emphasis, I'm sure, in prep for the Bears, knowing how they've struggled this year rebounding. And Carson-Newman's always one of the top teams in terms of offensive rebounding in the conference, so something to keep an eye on.
Bush going through the chest of Kangu, left it short, and Joseph clears the rebound. Kevin Tyson, an open three from the corner. He knocks it down. Nas Tyson had 3 threes on Wednesday. Has his first one tonight. He and Naismith both have 7 to lead the Bears. Bridgewater tries to answer, cannot. Kangu the rebound. Joseph in the middle of the zone. Elbow jumper. Off the heel, Bridgewater the rebound. But this first half, another example of the Bears being more than competitive with the top tier of the league. Bush got through the defender Wilson and dropped in the teardrop, and the lead is back to 3.
That's a tough matchup, like you mentioned in the start. E.J. Bush has been doing that for a long time in this league.
That's his first bucket of the game.
You put a quicker guy on him and just overpower, and you put a bigger guy, he's usually quick enough to get to the spot he wants to. So
Davis dumps it off. Made that play to Hodgic. And now it's back to 1. Joseph quick off the bounce. Gets rewarded with free throws. P.J. Joseph heading to the free throw line. When you come back to the shoe, got a highly competitive first half between Carson-Newman and Lenoir-Rhyne. Wouldn't have it any other way on the Bears Sports Network.
Moret Stadium is an iconic part of LR Athletics, hosting games, tailgating, marching band competitions, sports camps, and graduation ceremonies. The stadium serves as a valued focal point for the greater Hickory area. The time has come to renovate the stadium to allow LR to continue to offer our student athletes, fans, and the community an exceptional experience.
Back here inside the shoe, under 8 timeout, 1-point lead for the Bears over Carson-Newman. Emerge Ortho is the official sports medicine provider for the Bears with 45 locations in 21 counties from the mountains to the coast. Emerge Ortho, is North Carolina's premier provider, providing world-class, comprehensive, and compassionate care for Lenoir-Rhyne student athletes. Eric Bach, Blake Simmons, delighted to have you along with us for this rivalry SAC conference game on this Saturday afternoon inside the shoe. P.J. Joseph shooting 2 free throws out of the timeout. Only 5 for 12 from the line this season, and clanks that one off the front iron.
looking at the box score out of timeout, I think the Bears have to be pleased. 8-3 assist to turnover, following a 24-3 assist to turnover night the other night, and then shooting it 4 for 9 from 3. I'm sure it's great to see that hot shooting continue, especially against this Carson-Newman zone.
Bears are first in the sack, and P.J. Joseph called for the foul there. Bears are first in the sack and top 10 in the country in fewest turnovers per game as Fowler comes back in. So the Bears have been very good at taking care of the basketball this season, and that's kept them in games. Just haven't been able to finish. That's what that 9-game losing streak, that's the story of that streak was not being able to finish or put a complete game together at both ends. Brennigan, shot fake. Off the front iron, rebound to Johnson.
Great job on D there, staying down on those shot fakes, being able to contest and force that miss from close range by Brennigan.
Johnson, slice and dice to the rim. Almost an and one. What a nifty dribbling move there from Jalen Johnson as he draws the foul on Joshua Butts, the freshman from Fairburn, Georgia, in the game for the first time. One of the best free throw shooters in the SAC, Jalen Johnson, just under 90%, heads to the charity stripe. Rattles in the first. Jalen from Durham has them both. Damian Medwinter getting some first half run tonight after he came in late in the Wise game and knocked down a couple threes on Wednesday night. Here he is defending Bowens. Bowens misses. Couldn't hit about every part of the rim, but it didn't go down. But Medwinter definitely in there for his defense.
Yeah, the Bears a little fortunate there. Carson-Newman able to get right to the front of the rim.
Tyson's been feeling it of late and continues to. Drops in the 18-footer, and the lead is 6. This is the largest it's been in a while for LR. Dyer guarded tightly by Tyson there. McLean on Brennigan. Luke stutter steps, spins, gets in the lane. Off the heel, offensive rebound, and Carson-Newman can't buy one right now, and it goes back to LR. Eagles haven't scored in over 2 minutes, and they've had a lot of decent looks in the paint. They just haven't gone down.
Yeah, the Bears have been fortunate the last couple possessions. Carson-Newman's got it to where they wanted to. They just haven't been able to knock it down. Some of the Bears got to clean up moving forward in this first half.
McLean. But the ball movement in the zone has been really good in this first half for the Bears.
It has.
Johnson at the top of the circle has to hurry. 2 on the shot clock. Fowler a corner 3. Off front iron. Tyson not able to grab the offensive rebound. There's only 2 offensive rebounds so far. They stalemated with Wise on the glass on Wednesday. That's the first time they haven't been out-rebounded this year as Davis slashes and lays that one in. Bears one of the worst rebounding teams in Division II. But right now, only behind Carson-Newman in that department by 2. Give and go. Not a good pass from McLean to Fowler. Brennigan looking to push.
I think it was a good idea by Tyson, just a little bit of execution.
Butts, tough 2, spins down, and all of a sudden, it's back to a 2-point game. No easy games in this series. And this first half has been no exception. Fowler, cross court. Medwinter thought about it. Late clock for McLean. Has to make something happen. Gets past, loses the ball, and Carson-Newman grabs it. Butts, the freshman, averaging just under 4 points a game. Cross court, Dyer, he buries it and gives Carson-Newman the lead. Quick little 7-0 spurt for the Eagles. Gives them the lead back at 1, 29-28. Under 3 to go, first half. We'll step aside on the Bear Sports Network.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Little 7-0 spurt for Carson-Newman over the last 2.5 minutes. Has given the Eagles the lead back at 29-28. As we're just under 3 minutes to go before halftime here inside the shoe. Eric Bach, Blake Simmons, grateful you are along with us for this rivalry game in mid-January. Blake, see you studying that stat sheet. What's sticking out to you right now for the Bears?
Yeah, I think points in the paint right now, 16 for Carson-Newman. So those zones kind of doing what what they wanted to do, keeping the Bears scoring out of the paint, but the Bears have shot it well, so that's kind of made up the difference and why it's still just a 1-point game here. So
Marcus Metcalf in the game for the first time. Haven't seen him in a first half in a while. This is him with it. Swings it to Kangu. Corner three. Bottoms. Bears have shot it well from three in the first half. That's their 5th make.
Metcalf adds another shooting element to the game, which obviously will help against any defense, but especially the zone where it's the likelihood of getting a loss to getting an open look, more open looks than versus man.
Bears in man right now. And an easy 2 there for Ivan Hadzic.
That's Carson-Newman's bread and butter right there, the high-low. They've been doing that for years and taking advantage of the size down low.
Not a whole lot that's going to surprise people now in head coach Chuck Benson's 12th season. But they do what they do very well.
Absolutely.
And even if you know what's coming, it's still really hard to beat them. Davis slashes, gets blocked, ball tipped around and grabbed by Kangu. Metcalf ahead of the pack. Can he corral it? Can't lay it in, as wasn't able to catch the pass clean.
Yeah.
Bit of a missed opportunity there in transition for the Bears.
Yep. Probably should have been a finish by Marcus there, but if Kevin would have hit him on the first time he saw him, might have been a little easier layup.
Bears yet to have a fast break point in this game. Carson-Newman only with 3. Brennigan pulls one, misses it short. Kangu goes down, and the foul on E.J. Bush. Thought for a second they were going to go the other way and call it on Kangu, but Bush threw him aside. That's the 6th team foul on Carson-Newman, and the 2nd on E.J. Bush. All-league performer from a year ago. Actually, 2-time All-SAC performer. Senior from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I think there's a lot of people in this league that are going to be glad to see him graduate.
Yeah, he's had a really great career.
Naismith shot fake, elevates and lays it in. Back and forth we go. TJ's got 9 points, and the Bears are back up 2. Johnson with some quick hands to tip that one away from Bowens, pardon me. With a minute even to go. It's been a very balanced offensive first half for Carson-Newman. They've had 9 different guys score. Davis is the leading scorer with only 6 points for the Eagles. Bowens is one of those 9 that has scored, and he turns it over. Sal Wilson a steal. Just so sneaky on that help side defense. Has really racked up the steals of late. Boy, averaging over 3 a game his last 3. Naismith, a short corner jumper is pure. If he can start making those from further away from the basket, he only becomes more dangerous.
Yeah, he's got a nice touch on that jumper. So it wouldn't be surprising if he starts knocking down a few more of those at a high rate.
Brennigan, speaking of good shooters, there's one right there. Coming off 34 points against Catawba, makes it a 1-point game.
Yeah, you got to know where he's at all times on the floor, the way he shoots the ball.
Shot clock off. Last chance coming here for the Bears in the half. They left Johnson. He'll take the 3 and miss it. Carson-Newman now with 3. Davis, he's so quick, fades away. Bank shot too strong, but what a first half inside the shoe. Neither team led by more than 6, and it's LR with a 1-point lead heading into the halftime locker room. Bears shoot at 46%, make 5 threes in the first half. Blake, they got to be feeling pretty good about their first half performance against a really good Carson-Newman team.
Yeah, I would agree anytime. I mean, you take the lead into a half against the top 5 team in the conference and play pretty well. Continue to play from Wednesday has got to feel good because, as we've talked about on a couple of podcasts, just finding that consistency for multiple halves of games. And it looks like up to this point, the Bears have done a pretty good job doing what they did Wednesday night. So, and going to half with a 1-point lead.
So because of the capacity limitations here in the shoe, we've got some halftime entertainment for you. This is Oz's Putts for Diamonds. So Dylan Foster is the lucky fan taking the shot at Oz's Jewelers Putts for Diamonds. He gets just one shot to make a court-length putt for a prize of a pair of diamond earrings. So Dylan's putting for some diamond earrings here across the way. And my God, that missed by 40 feet. It looks like me on the golf course trying to putt that ball. So Dylan, unfortunately, does not get his diamond earrings. And now we've got the Southside Power and Fitness race coming up. These contestants are full of hot air. You'll see them come into frame here in a second. It's Keelan in blue and Lucas in white, the Southside Power and Fitness race. So they have to do 10 toe touches, 5 burpees, and then make a layup. So whoever does that first is the winner. And the prize is a free month membership to Southside Power and Fitness, one of the premier gyms, the premier gym here inside Hickory. It's a couple different types of toe touches here.
They're both toe touches technically.
I think Lucas in white is the one that is doing it properly. I was hoping that with the bodysuits they'd try to crash into each other.
Yeah, I don't know if there's that much air.
I'm not sure that they understood the assignment there. But
Yeah. Nonetheless.
I think Keelan in blue wins the membership, but I'm not sure that those guys had much urgency. So it's halftime here inside the shoe. 1-point lead for Lenoir-Rhyne over Carson-Newman. We'll take a break, come back with our halftime stats after this on the Bear Sports Network.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Everything the light touches will be yours. You must remember who you are. The one true champion. We are LR.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are.
We are LR. We are LR.
If you play hard, if you use your feet to chase fitness goals, if you stand all day at work, introducing True Energy infrared technology socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Moret Stadium is an iconic part of LR Athletics, hosting games, tailgating, marching band competitions, sports camps, and graduation ceremonies. The stadium serves as a valued focal point for the greater Hickory area. The time has come to renovate the stadium to allow LR to continue to offer our student athletes, fans, and the community an exceptional experience.
Hey Bears fans, Dave here with Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, your local hometown dealer since 1967. Come see us in Hickory or Morganton to check out all of GM's hottest new products, the area's largest selection of pre-owned vehicles, and service you can depend on. Visit us online at everettchevy.com. Good luck to the Bears this season, and remember, if you didn't get an Everett deal, you didn't get a deal at all. Go Bears!
Emergencies don't wait. Get to the hospital. Accidents happen. Get well soon. When it hurts to move forward, tackle your pain. Don't make your health wait. See your doctor. Your health means everything.
Celebrate great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
This once-in-a-generation project will give student athletes an advantage and position Lenoir-Rhyne as a leader in academics and athletics.
Welcome back inside Schuford Gymnasium here in beautiful Hickory, North Carolina. 1 point lead for Lenoir-Rhyne over Carson-Newman here at the break, 35-34. As we take a look at our halftime stats presented by East Coast Wings and Grill, it's about even, Blake. I mean, you look, it's pretty much a wash, which is why you see a 1 point game on the scoreboard.
Yep, that's what a 1 point game looks like.
Yeah, Bears hanging with Carson-Newman, who's in the top half of the league in rebounding. Bears, obviously, it's been well documented how much they've struggled this year rebounding the basketball, but Bears shooting a little bit better from three, 1 percentage point better from the field, and 1 point better on the scoreboard. So LR's had a good plan for this Carson-Newman zone. Let's see if they can carry it into the second half as we look at one impact player here for the Bears in the first half, and that's Naz Tyson coming off a 15-point outing Wednesday night against UVA Wise. 9 points in the first half, 3 rebounds and assists, but he is really turning into a shooting threat for the Bears.
Absolutely. I mean, he started the year pretty hot. That first month or so of the season, he was hitting shots at a high clip. Kind of has been in a lull for about the last month, so it's great for him and the team to see these last 2 games, to see shots go down like they have for Naz, and it's obviously changed the game. Just adds another scoring threat out there to kind of take some pressure off of Jalen and TJ, who usually carry the majority of that load.
TJ Naismith with 11 points on 4 of 4 shooting from the field to lead the Bears. Halftime stats presented by East Coast Wings and Grill. Also, halftime festivities were presented by Southside Power and Fitness. They provide an exclusive discount of almost 50% off for LR faculty, staff, and students. Experience what Southside has to offer at southsidepf.com. The only limit is you. Less than a minute to go before we roll here in the second half. I'll tell you about one more sponsor. Oz's Jewelers is your hometown jewelry store of 38 years. Oz and his team proudly serve the community with beautiful pieces for every occasion, from birthdays, proposals, and just because I love you gifts. Stop by today or like us on Facebook for exclusive deals and auctions every Wednesday. So LR will start with the ball here in the second half. And the Bears have been here several times before, including during that losing streak where they were up at halftime on good teams in this league. So what do the Bears have to do to finish the job this time against a really good Carson-Newman team?
Yeah, just continue to do what they did in the first half. And we've talked today and in the past, it's just continue to put together 2 good halves, and to give them the best chance to win. And what they did in the first half obviously worked. Just continue to do that and dig deep here in the second half, and this could be the start of where that script kind of flips, because in the past it's been they've struggled. If they're able to play like they had the past game and a half, I mean, we'll be talking about a Bears W.
Yep. Feels like kind of an inflection point game in the season here in these 20 minutes that will decide this one. Tyson, who we featured at halftime, starts the second half with a bucket from the elbow.
He's done a great job there in that 15-foot elbow free throw line area today. I think he's hit 3 jumpers from that area so far, so he's done a good job operating in that spot.
Dyer, he can make this shot off the heel this time. Kangu grabs the rebound. I mentioned this in the women's game. This is Carson-Newman's first trip to Hickory in almost 2 calendar years. The men's last trip, because last year's schedule was so wonky with COVID cancellations and stuff, as Tyson again reverses off the glass and in. What a feed from Johnson. And Naz Tyson opens the second half with back-to-back buckets. I think it's us in the graphics.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. Ever since we've started putting up those graphics, Bears have been having some good success.
E.J. Bush, a good patient move there to get Naismith in the air and lay it in, but the Eagles have won 3 straight in this series, but all 3 have been in Jefferson City. And before that, the Bears won 3 straight. So these 2 have split the last 6 meetings in this series. 2 out of the 3 Bear wins were here in Hickory. Naismith on the block, going to work to the shoulder, blocked by Bryant Thomas, who sat a lot of the first half with foul trouble. Tyson on fire to start the second half. 7 straight for Nas.
Like you mentioned, I hope every time we do a graphic like this, it
Goodness.
works out as well as it
Put
has
up a
to start
graphic for everybody.
the second half.
Career high for Nas Tyson. Ball tipped out of there off the miss. Brannigan can make this off the front iron. Carson-Newman has been cold the last few minutes. 1 for their last 7 from the floor. Wilson slashes and fills it up from the lane line. 4 for 4 shooting start to the second half for the Bears.
Bears coming out, continuing what they did just in the first half and started hot against the zone so far.
This is the largest lead of the game for either side, 8 points. Wilson, tight defense on Brannigan. And a turnover. That is all Sal Wilson on defense there, forces the bad pass from Brannigan. And a timeout for Carson-Newman. Couldn't ask for a better start to the second half if you're Everett Sullivan and the Bears as you take a look at Tyson's last three. That's deep.
Good start for the Bears as we head into this first timeout.
Chuck Benson takes the timeout. We'll take it with him. 8-point lead for the Bears after a good start to the second half on the Bears Sports Network.
Play hard if you use your feet to chase fitness goals. If you stand all day at work. Introducing True Energy Infrared Technology Socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Out of the Carson-Newman timeout. Lenoir-Rhyne basketball after the Eagle turnover going into the timeout. I misspoke before the break and said Nas Tyson's 16 points were career high. His career high is 18. That was against Coker earlier this year. So well on his way to a career high, but not there quite yet. But I watched Chuck Benson during that timeout, and he was very loud. He wasn't angry loud, but just intense and loud. I heard the coaching staff for Carson-Newman talk at halftime about how the Bears have been much more physical in this matchup than they were 6 weeks ago in Jefferson City. Wilson misses the free throw line jumper off the heel, and the rebound to Bush.
Yeah, Coach Benson just trying to get his guys going a little bit, I think, with that timeout talk. See how they respond.
Can't leave this guy open.
Nope, short.
He leaves it short, though. Tyson looking to run out. He's got 7 points already here in the second half, but gets cut off. Johnson will step into a 3 straight away. Thomas the rebound.
Great look from the Bears there. Just went able to knock it down, but good push in transition.
Nobody stopped the ball, and Brannigan can't get the roll. Oh, it just has not been his day. That's basketball, though. He scored 34 points in one game, can't miss. And now he can't buy one tonight. Does have 7 points, but only 3 of 10 from the field. And 1 for 5 from 3. Wilson cuts through the zone, gets it to Kangu in the corner. Naismith a touch. Carson-Newman bench trying to keep the energy up here. Johnson slashes, blocked from behind by Thomas. Good recovery there, and here come the Eagles. Davis, lefty off the heel, but right there to collect it is Dyer. Carson-Newman needed that one. That breaks a 3+ minute scoring drought for the Eagles. Next whistle is the under 16 timeout. And they find Naismith, who gets doubled. Ball gets poked away, and Dyer ends up with it. Bush had the numbers and now kicked it back out. Lazy pass intercepted there by Tyson. Johnson, crossover. Looked like he might have gotten fouled. No call. Kangu with 3. Bush the rebound. I think this game has been well officiated, though, letting the guys play. I say that, and there's a foul on TJ Naismith. I gotta stop with the announcer jinxes, I guess. That'll take us to the under-16 timeout. 6-point lead for the Bears here on the Bears Sports Network.
Moret Stadium is an iconic part of LR Athletics, hosting games, tailgating, marching band competitions, sports camps, and graduation ceremonies. The stadium serves as a valued focal point for the greater Hickory area. The time has come to renovate the stadium to allow LR to continue to offer our student athletes, fans, and the community an exceptional experience.
Welcome back into the shoe. Bears Sports Network presented by MBA Roofing and Southeast Retirement Planners. What is your game plan to reach your financial goals? Call LR alums Ryan Edwards, Les Stewart, Bob Fincher, and the team at Southeast Retirement Planners to help you put a successful game plan in place. Speaking of successful game plans, the Bears have had one tonight over the zone of Carson-Newman, but they are on a 2-minute, 46-second scoring drought right now. It'll be Eagle basketball after the first foul of the second half was called on TJ Naismith, just his second. But the trio of Fowler, McLean, and Tim Steele are back in the game. Those three have kind of been joined at the hip coming into the games of late. Dyer in the lane, fades away, airballs it, and Johnson rips it away from Thomas. Jalen hasn't had a great scoring game, only 2 points, but he has been phenomenal on defense.
Yeah, he has. The Bears have got contributions from multiple different people on offense and defense. Jalen's been defensively so far
leading scorer for the Bears, and they've been able to build this lead without him offensively. Fowler cutting. Pass was just a touch late, and here comes Carson-Newman.
Good idea. I think Cooper was trying to go back to his left before he caught it.
Brannigan finally gets a roll and has his second 3 of the game. He's the first Eagle into double figures with 10, and now all of a sudden it's back to 3. These are one of the scoring droughts that the Bears have been prone to in these games. See if they can break it here. Fowler, McLean, an open look. Spins out.
Great look for the Bears there.
Avoid these long lulls that have just crippled the Bears in the second halves of games, most specifically against Tusculum, Queens, and Newberry are the 3 that come to mind. Bush rises and fills it up. Back to a 1-point game. And Davis tipped that one out of bounds, says the official, and the fan in the front row agrees.
Carson-Newman did a good job going to Bush. They attacking the mismatch against Tyson. He's able to just rise up right over the top.
You can feel the energy right now switching over to Carson-Newman as the scoreless streak has reached over 4 minutes for the Bears. Fowler shot fake. Gotta have this one. Too strong, but steal the offensive rebound. And he gets fouled. Looked like almost a pretty clean block there by E.J. Bush, but he gets whistled for the foul. They say for a push. So Tim Steele with a chance to kind of calm things down here. The 13-minute mark of this one. Tim 3 for 6 from the line this year. Rattles in the first one. 2 threes in the first half for Tim. And it's not like the Bears need him to get 15 a night, but if he can get 8 to 10 and be a consistent offensive threat. The Bears are different on offense, and he's got 8 now for this game, 2 threes and those 2 free throws as Kangu comes back in. But that kind of calms things down for the Bears as they open back up a 3-point lead.
Yeah, if the Bears are able to get some contributions like they have from Tim and Nas and Tyson last game, obviously it's going to go a long way.
He's such a strong driver, especially to that left hand. Yeah, he cuts it back to 1.
You got to try and keep him away from his left hand, but it's definitely easier said than done with a cowboy player like Davis. So
Fowler looking for McLean, cutting back door. That was the right idea. And Carson-Newman was ready for it. Brennigan, a lot of dribbling. Bowens. Davis from the top of the circle. He's got it. And a foul, I think, away from the ball. I think they're going to count this basket for Trip Davis. And I think the foul might be on Fowler away from the ball.
Yeah, I think they got a little physical. And Brian Thomas ended up on the floor, so Cooper gets called for the foul.
So the 3 does count for Davis, and kind of a 2-for-1 here for Carson-Newman as they get the ball back after the foul. As the Eagles have their first lead of this second half. Shabazz in the game for the Bears. Davis has 2 threes tonight, misses that one. Bowens there to collect it and put it back in. Rebounding starting to become a factor. That's number 7 on the offensive glass for Carson-Newman. They've got a 2-possession lead. Corner kick. Kangu with 3. Should go back to the Bears, and it does. That was a fortunate break there for LR as that ball got tipped out of bounds by Bowens. So a fresh 20 on the shot clock for Lenoir-Rhyne. When you come back to the shoe, Carson-Newman has taken back control of this one, at least at this point. 4-point lead for the Eagles on the Bears Sports Network.
Play hard if you use your feet to chase fitness goals. If you stand all day at work. Introducing True Energy Infrared Technology Socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Back here inside Schufer Gymnasium, during the timeout, one of the members of the LR Spirit team went down, and she's just now being helped to her feet on the floor here. It was kind of a scary scene for a second because she kind of just went down in a heap, but she seems to be okay as she's being helped off by her teammate and coach. So that was a scary sight, but it looks like at least something really bad was avoided. So thankful for that. Bears trying to make the most of the second chance they got on this possession after Carson-Newman mishandled the rebound. That zone so ferocious for the Eagles. 5 to shoot. Johnson spins, stripped by Davis. Here comes Tripp. Foul on Wilson. Carson-Newman, it's been the defense that has turned this game around in the past few minutes of this half.
Yeah, the Bears started hot. We're able to get to 44 with, if I remember, about 17:30, and have only scored 2 since. So 2 points in the last 6 minutes is not going to do it for the Bears.
Trip Davis knocks down the first 82% from the free throw line. He's the leading scorer now for Carson-Newman. That was his 12th point. Back to 6. This is the largest lead of the game for Carson-Newman. Naismith gets a step, goes up strong, and lays it in. If you get one step, it's probably too late. When TJ's got the ball, he's got 13 points now.
Yeah, Brian Thomas just gambled there and gave up too easy a basket.
Davis hit the bottom of the backboard with his shot, and a held ball as Johnson was on the basketball there. The possession arrow will keep it with Carson-Newman. Now, I mentioned Jalen Johnson has been great on defense tonight, but they might need him to be great on offense here in the last 10:55. Hasn't made a shot from the field yet. His only 2 points are from the free throw line. Dyer off the catch. That's too easy there for a good shooter. And Ren Dyer coming off 13 points at Catawba. He's got 7 now tonight. Naismith a hard screen on Davis. McLean uses the screen, fades away, off the heel. Things have gone cold for the Bears now, 1 for their last 9. Rennigan doesn't use the screen. And now a touch for Butts. Guarded by the smaller Johnson. Gets it to Dyer. Slashes. Dishes. And a foul on Naismith. That's TJ's 3rd. But with 10 minutes to go and Carson-Newman with the momentum, I would think. No, here comes P.J. Joseph. I thought that maybe Coach Sully would leave Naismith in, but probably just a short break for TJ.
Yeah, I'll probably try and get him a rest until the under 8 media.
Yep, makes sense. Free throw is bricked by Bowens, who's only 45% from the line this year. So not a strength of his game. Joseph and Lagania come back in for the Bears. Bowens splits the pair. Lead is 7. Johnson pulls the 3, barely grazes the rim. The Bears only 5 for 15 from the floor here in the second half, after they shot at nearly 50% in the first. Good play by P.J. Joseph to step in that passing lane, but Carson-Newman able to retain it. Joseph blocks that one, and another held ball. So, good defense on back-to-back passes there for P.J. Joseph to send the ball back to the Bears. Officials stopped the game. I think it was a shot clock issue there. Sal Wilson will come in. So they put 29 on the shot clock, and off we go. Lagania, bad pass. Dye tiptoes the sideline and slams it down. Wow, out of nowhere. Ren Dyer, a very athletic play. And the 9-point lead leads to a timeout for Everett Sullivan. So the second half saw the Bears extend their lead, but Carson-Newman has come roaring back. A couple of long scoring droughts for the Bears have hurt them thus far in the second half. See if they can figure it out of this timeout on the Bears Sports Network.
Hey Bears fans, Dave here with Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, your local hometown dealer since 1967. Come see us in Hickory or Morganton to check out all of GM's hottest new products. The area's largest selection.
Timeout presented by Paramount Automotive. You should be driving a Hyundai from Paramount Hyundai in Hickory. Where every new Hyundai comes standard with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Shop online for new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs at ParamountHyundai.com. If the Bears ever needed a bucket, it's right now. And they turn it over.
Yeah, not what you want coming out of timeout. Play drawn up. You want to get to a certain spot. A little just miscommunication there from Sal and PJ.
12 turnovers for the Bears, which is way more than they're used to having. They only had 3 on Wednesday night. Bowens spins, fades, doesn't get the roll. And a foul there on Dyer, I think. Nope, it's called on Joshua Butts. That's just the second foul of the second half on Carson-Newman. Bears have committed 4.
It's been a pretty foul-free game.
It has. It's been a clean game, well-officiated game, both sides. Only 1-3 in the second half for LR after 5 in the first half. Joseph fades. That's a tough shot off front iron. Dyer the rebound. 3 minutes plus without a point for the Bears, and they scored 2 in the last 9. Davis off the screen, dumps it off to Bowens. Through contact and in. And then almost a steal for Davis off the inbound, but the ball bounces back to Tyson. Double-digit lead for the first time today for the Eagles. Wilson. Brennigan gets up into the grill of Kangu, who steps into a long 2 that misses short. Now here comes Dyer.
Carson-Newman's done a pretty good job of forcing the Bears into taking shots that necessarily, I don't think Coach Sully would love this last 10 minutes of the second half. So good job by Carson-Newman defensively, keeping the Bears up front, making them shoot over.
Dyer late clock, step back, doesn't get the roll, and a foul on Butts going through the back of P.J. Joseph. So that will take us to the under 8 timeout. With 7 minutes even to go in this one. Work to do for the Bears. Double-digit deficit for the first time tonight. See if they can come back when you come back on the Bears Sports Network.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Back here inside the shoe, 7 minutes even to go, and work to do for the Bears. Down 11 to rival Carson-Newman. Eric Bach, Blake Simmons, grateful you're spending part of your early Saturday evening with us. Big snowstorm expected overnight.
Do you have an official prediction of number of inches?
Well, the weather says 8 to 12. I tend, I'm from Michigan, so 8 to 12 inches is really not that big of a deal to me. I'm gonna take the under and go around 6 to 7.
I think that's a good number.
Yeah,
but 6 to 7 feels like
a little bit of a doomsday prediction from our local meteorologist here. So as long as the power stays on, it's good with me. Bears need a bucket here. TJ Naismith trying to give it to him, and he will head to the free throw line after he got bumped by Bryant Thomas. 4th foul on Carson-Newman.
Bears running a nice little set there to get probably the TJ who's been probably playing best at anybody over the last month and a half to get him going downhill towards the rim, and he's able to draw the foul.
TJ rattles the first one in. Combined tonight, TJ Naismith and Nas Tyson have 30 points, and they've shot 12 for 15 from the field. So if the rest of the Bears could follow suit, LR would be in some pretty good shape. But scoring from the free throw line is the way you want to do it with the deficit. With the clock stopped, it's back to 9. See if the Bears can do it on this end now. Into a zone themselves.
Yep, trying to switch things up, get Carson-Newman out of that rhythm, and maybe create a fast break opportunity off a miss or a turnover.
Bush turnaround jumper is good. That's really hard to defend right there.
Yeah, good answer. Good job by Carson-Newman getting into the soft spot to one of their better players whose go-to shot is kind of that mid-range pull-up jumper. So
Lagana fouled. That's Bryant Thomas again. So that's 4 on him.
It's been a frustrating night for
It
Thomas.
has back-to-back fouls on back-to-back possessions for Thomas. Sends Malik Lagana to the line. 7 points in 13 minutes against Wise. Mentioned in the last broadcast all the trouble he had both health-wise that wasn't COVID and travel-wise over the Christmas break. Malik's got his first point tonight, transferred in from Coastal Carolina. Misses the second short. Dyer skies for the rebound. Back to 10. Still plenty of time. 6 minutes is an eternity for the Bears to come back. Still in that zone. I always wonder, if you play zone against teams that play zone, you think that the other team should be good at playing offense against the zone? As E.J. Bush, back-to-back buckets for him, showing his veteran experience on the road here. But back to my zone question, you think it should be easier for Carson-Newman against the zone since they play zone?
I mean,
or is that just a myth?
You've always heard like pressing team, a zone team, but and I don't know actually the numbers.
Sure.
Like it might just be one of those,
not really any correlation.
Yeah, but maybe there is. But yeah, there always seems when you press a pressing team, a zoning team, it kind of throws them off. In this little different zone, Bears running 3-2 as opposed to like the matchup 2-3. So
saved by Naismith there. With a lot of bodies on the floor at the other end. Cross-court pass, open 3 for Johnson. Short. Not able to run it down as Butts was just able to get it away from him. Jalen's cold shooting day continues. He's now 0 for 5 from 3. Bush left that one short, went off of Lagana's chest and out of bounds. They'll stay with Carson-Newman as Wilson and Kangu come back in. But Bears have only scored 16 points here in the second half, and most of those were in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the half. Only scored about 4 points over the last 13, 14 minutes of game time. Dyer, open look off the inbound, and he buries it. He's been really good, especially in the second half today.
Yeah, he's got a couple baskets off that inbounds play, just kind of curling. That time he popped, but curling into that mid-range area and shooting the jumper.
It's a 29-7 run for Carson-Newman over 13 minutes here in the second half. Kangu shot fake. Good look at a 3 from the wing. Boy, do the Bears need that one. Kangu provides it. Back to 11. Kevin's first bucket of the day right there. So when Kangu and Johnson two leading scorers on this team other than Naismith, providing a combined 5 points. Davis able to find a path to the basket. 15 for Tripp, who's well over his season average of 12.5. Tyson Johnson trying to get it going. Short.
Just been a little short all.
Kangu again.
Good look for Kevin after just hitting one. Just wasn't able to knock it down.
Bears 1 for their last 10 from 3. Brennigan almost turned it over. 10 to shoot. E.J. Bush to Davis. Steps into it and airballs it. So the under 4 timeout is here. Feels like the next minute or so of game time is crucially important for the Bears out of this timeout. See what they can do with it when you come back to the shoe. Down 13 to Carson-Newman on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. Back inside the shoe, under 3 to go. The lead is 13 for Carson-Newman. It's been, unfortunately for the Bears, more of the same here in the second half. Long droughts on offense. They've had a decent amount of defense in this game, but they just, at least to this point, haven't had enough consistent offense in the second half to really give themselves a great chance to win. See if they can change that here in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Tyson, he's had the hot hand today. Slashes here, and one. He went a long time between shots after he scored the first 7 points of the second half for the Bears, but makes something happen there.
Yep, if the Bears are making a run, the run's got to, like you mentioned, happen now.
Should be 57 now for the Bears on the scoreboard. As I don't think our table realized that the basket went in for Naz Tyson. So it's the score is 67-57.
Yep.
And our score bug on the stream is connected to the scoreboard in the arena here. But Davis easy to the basket there. And now they fixed it.
I think they got it. Yep.
Now it's right.
There we go.
Naz Tyson pivoting and scoring, and a timeout for Lenoir-Rhyne, but Naz Tyson, career high now, 21 points in this game, 9 of 11 shooting, and he has single-handedly scored the ball really well here in this game for the Bears as you take a look at the Spangler replay there. But obviously, it goes without saying the Bears need a lot of stops on defense. But on offense, it feels like the ball's got to be in Naz's hands.
Yeah, no, they definitely need stops, some turnovers, hopefully lead to easy baskets, and trying to find Naz any chance they get, just the way he's been playing. So maybe not necessarily use him as a creator initiator, but definitely know where he's at. So hopefully find him and get him a good look with how hot he's been.
While we wait, tell you about Domino's, located just a few blocks from campus on 2nd Street. Domino's is a proud supporter of LR Athletics. Order using the Domino's app and have it delivered for your next game day watch party. And LR students, don't forget you can use your Bear Bucks at the location just around the corner from campus on 2nd Street. Domino's is a proud supporter of Lenoir-Rhyne Athletics. Feeding us today, our hard-working Bears Sports Network crew here on this Saturday, January day. Bears back home a week from today against Coker after a road game at Wingate on Wednesday night. So some full court pressure now for LR is handled with ease by Carson-Newman. Eagles trying to get to 8-4 in the league. Right on the edge of the hosting line is Brennigan trapped right there, and Carson-Newman calls timeout as Brennigan got trapped in no man's land, and Ren Dyer, I think, saved him by calling timeout there as he was about to turn it over. Just a 30-second timeout. Another proud sponsor of LR's Custom Design Group. If you want official LR apparel, make sure to visit Custom Design Group in person just around the corner from campus or online at lrwear.com. Custom Design Group is the official apparel provider of LR Athletics. I think with a 10-point lead, Blake, minute 43 to go, I don't know if fouling is the answer here for the Bears.
No, there's two different thought processes in trying to get as many possessions as possible. By starting to foul around this time, with 12 seconds left, 10 points. There's not many possessions left. You might want to try and start fouling just to create some extra possessions. Hopefully they miss some free throws.
Eagles as a team shoot at 71% from the free throw line. Bush, he's had a couple of big buckets in this second half. Misses that one. Wilson runs down the rebound and is ahead of the pack. Sal, and that's goaltending there as the ball was off the backboard. So 2 points for Sal Wilson. Back to single digits now. A minute and a half to go. Davis with a running start off the press. Dumps it off to Thomas, who gets stripped. Marcus Metcalf with a great play on defense. Naismith right there as well. Metcalf picks up his dribble. Naismith slashes, gets blocked but fouled.
Should be 5 on Thomas.
See if they call it on Thomas. They do. That is his 5th.
Might not matter too much at this point in the game, but he's, like we talked about, been frustrated all game.
As nobody informed the officials that was 5 fouls on Bryant Thomas, and now they finally do. So Joshua Butts will come in for him before TJ shoots his 2 free throws. 7 fouls on Carson-Newman here in the second half, so every foul is the bonus from here on out. Only 4 on the Bears. So if the Bears do decide to go the fouling route, they have a couple fouls to give before the Eagles get to free throws. Got to have these 2, though, if you're TJ Naismith. 15 points tonight, 5 for 6 from the line.
Yeah, I think you probably go for a trap, maybe 2, and then, like you said, with only 4 fouls, they still got a couple fouls to give, so you can be super aggressive, try and get those steals, but you also need to get to that.
TJ's pure on both free throws. He's now 7 for 8 from the stripe tonight in back-to-back games of 17 points. And the shot clock said 10. Now it says 30, so we're ready to roll.
Here we go.
Bears in full court pressure. Bush gets it in, and then Tyson takes the foul on Dyer, but still one more foul to give after this one. Just a 2-possession game. See Coach Sullivan barking out orders there. Get it into Dyer. Tyson takes another foul. That's 3 on Nas now. And so now the next foul is 1-1 for Carson-Newman. They get it into Davis, and Kangu fouls him. So only about 5 seconds go off the clock there, and the Bears needed those fouls to get to 1-1. So now it becomes a free throw game. And if the Eagles can miss a couple front ends, this is just, the Bears are 2 threes away from tying this game up.
Yeah, I think this is who Carson-Newman wanted at the line, if anybody. Yep. Shooting well from the line this year, so.
Davis is their best free throw shooter at 82%. 1-1. He misses the first. There's one. Now the Bears have to take advantage.
Gotta go.
Less than a minute to play. Tyson, jab step, straightaway 3. Off the mark. Kangu runs it down. Tyson again. Another look at it. Might have gotten partially blocked by Davis. And Dyer fouled. First one was an okay look. Second one, not a great look there for Nas Tyson on that possession.
Yeah.
They got Davis to miss a front end. That's probably not going to happen too many more times. But now Dyer's going to the line. Wren, the freshman from Weaverville, North Carolina. 17 for 24 from the stripe this year, 70%. Nails the first.
I could see Carson maybe going man here just to not give up any threes, stay attached, and if the Bears want to get a 2, they'll let them have a 2 before.
Eagle players might be confused about what man-to-man defense even is if they decide to do that. Dyer pure on both. Timeout, LR. The door was open there for the Bears after Davis missed the front end. They weren't able to score on the ensuing possession. And we'll see if this goes to a full timeout. Just a 30-second timeout. Time for us to tell you about Pepsi of Hickory, locally owned and operated since 1925. Thank you for filling your coolers with Pepsi this fall and winter, and thank you for allowing us to serve you all of these years. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas, raised in Hickory. So got to be a 3 here out of this possession, don't you think, Blake?
Yeah. Yeah, there's just not enough possessions left in this game to get a couple 2s. It's got to be a 3, and then, like we mentioned, hopefully, ideally get a steal on the press, but then foul, and hope they miss the 1-on-1, and you get a couple more chances to cut to this lead and see where we're at it when the clock hits 0.
8 team fouls on the Bears this half, so still one more chance at a 1-and-1 for Carson-Newman before they get to the double bonus.
Interesting that Jalen Johnson hasn't been out here for the last, I don't know when he went out, but.
Jalen 0 for 9 from the field today, but at the same time, he is your leading scorer.
Yep, best 3-point shooter.
Yeah. Wilson almost loses it, gets it to Kangu, who pulls a 3 from the wing, off the heel, rebound tipped around, and just through the outstretched fingertips of Nas Tyson. He used the term microcosm of the season on Wednesday night, but the ball just barely slipping through Nas's fingers might be another one of those. Bush inbounds. Dyer fouled by Metcalf. So one more 1-and-1 chance coming up for the Eagles. Dyer was perfect on his 2 free throws last trip. he has been really impressive and poised today for just a freshman. Now with 14 points. Five of 11 shooting, perfect from the free throw line. Also has a double-double, 10 rebounds as well. Leading rebounder today for Carson-Newman is at the free throw line, and he's perfect again.
Yeah, I was checking my notes right there. It feels like Dyer's been around for years, I get that, but that COVID year.
That's right.
Allowing him to still be a freshman.
Kangu, short corner, drops it in. Bush will trigger. Gets it into Brennigan, who's doubled. Looks like the Bears will not foul. Maybe they will. But Davis runs away from him. And he runs away with an 8-point road win for the Carson-Newman Eagles. It wasn't pretty. They trailed by as many as 8 in the second half. But a gritty, gutsy road victory today for Chuck Benson's bunch as they move to 8-4 in SAC League play. The Bears not able to build upon their win Wednesday night here against UVA Wise. But still the same story. The Bears have had probably 25, 30 minutes in this game where they really looked like the better team, but 2 long scoring lulls in that second half crippled the Bears yet again.
Yeah, that stretch there. After the hot start to start the second half, after Carson-Newman called a timeout. Hindsight 2020 is a great timeout by Coach Benson.
For sure.
Because they were able to respond to the Bears run and really hold the Bears pretty much scoreless for almost half the second half. So another scoring drought bites the Bears tonight. But
after shooting nearly 50% in the first half, the Bears shoot less than 30% in the second half. So they finish, as you take a look at our final stats presented by East Coast Wings and Grill, 38% for the game, get out rebounded by 5. But it was just those scoring lulls where Carson-Newman was able to consistently chip away at the lead when the Bears were ahead and then build their own lead once they overtook them.
Absolutely. Yep, Carson-Newman came out ready to play, like we mentioned after that first about 2.5 minutes. They responded to Coach Benson getting on them at that timeout. And they were able to hold the Bears, like you said, under 30% and leading to 39% overall for the game, which is not going to win you a ton of games.
Good road win for Carson-Newman today inside the shoe. They win their 4th straight in this series and their 4th straight overall. 73-65 the final. Bears next in action on Wednesday night as they travel to rival Wingate, who's red hot right now. So the Bears trying to upset their rival on the road Wednesday night, back home here against Coker 1 week from today at 4 p.m. For Blake Simmons, the rest of our fantastic Bears Sports Network crew, Eric Bach saying so long from the shoe. Thanks for watching. Carson-Newman wins this one today by 8.